Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace. Thank you for clicking on this video. Before I get right into the video, if you've been seeing my video or this is the first time you're seeing my face, why don't you subscribe if you haven't, and also turn on the post notification bell so you get notified each time I drop a new video. What inspired this video is from hearing a lot of people saying that they want to be social media managers, and it's actually it's actually an amazing career, yeah. But a lot of people don't know that they actually need to be like a certain personality type, although it's not cast in stone, but it's just a natural, personal, feeling. So if you fall in any of this category, you might need to consider or reconsider being a social media manager. I say this a lot of times and I say it in a lot of my videos that social media management is not just about posting, it's a lot more. And in this video, you're going to be finding out why I said what I said. So let's get right into the video. Number one, don't be a social media manager if you hate social media.
Are you playing? What type of playing is this? This is playing.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense being a social media manager and you don't like social media. Now, I have a confession to make, which people close to me already know this, but this may be like in the public. I am not really a fan of social media. To be honest, if I had my way, I wouldn't be on social media. The thing is, before I became a social media manager, I liked social media. I spent time on social media. Spending time on social media was what even inspired me to even be a social media manager. But if you're the kind of person that don't like social media at all, you probably have a social media account, but you don't even use it, you don't go there often. Let's say before you go on Instagram, it could take like maybe once a month or twice in a week or something like that. You don't really like social media, and it maybe has nothing to do with anybody. It's just your personality. You don't like being on social media. Then being a social media manager may be a struggle for you because you have to be on social media. I mean, because if you like social media, it will help you be able to build your brand. Then, but for me, like I said, I liked social media at some point. Then later, I stopped liking it, but I'm still there and I'm still working as a social media manager for the organization I work with. But if you're a kind of person that don't like social media at all, you're just cool with maybe only WhatsApp and maybe come on YouTube once in a while, then you might need to reconsider being a social media manager. Number two, if you do not like working around the clock, then you might need to reconsider being a social media manager. Why I said this is because, especially if you're a freelance social media manager that have clients or employers that are not in the same city as you, and then you have time zone differences, and all of that, you might be required to work around the clock, even during holidays. To be honest, it's a lot. It's annoying. I don't even like it personally, but I still get to do it. But if you're the kind of person that would not even tolerate it, you don't like working around the clock, you just want to work maybe one hour or 2 hours a day and then you're good. As a social media manager, you won't be contacted sometimes late into the night and maybe early hours of the morning. But that doesn't mean that it's going to always be like that. If you actually set boundaries, which I'm going to be making a different video about setting boundaries, because I learned a lot of things and I can't wait to share with you guys on how you can set boundaries as a social media manager. So look out for that video. Right. So moving forward, if you're the kind of person that you don't like working around the clock, you like working a couple of hours during the day and you want your nights and your weekends to yourself, you don't like working around the clock, especially being online around the clock, then social media management might not be for you. Number three, if you do not like content creation, if you don't like content creation, then what do you gain? What is now the whole point of social media management or being a social media manager? As a social media manager, you'll be required to create content, and the content creation is limitless. It could be for social media, it could be for website, it could be for literally a lot of things um depending on your agreement with your client or your employer. So if you don't like the idea about creating content, then being a social media manager might not be for you because you'll be required to create content. Content is king, and as a social media manager, you have to create content to stay relevant in the social space. That's what it's all about, right? Number four, if you don't like coming online, auntie, uncle, social media management might not be for you. because as a social media manager, whether you like it or not, you have to be online so that you can be responsive. So if you're the kind of person that usually turn off your data for like a couple of days and you can just come online when you like, it doesn't happen. No, they know they do that one for here. They don't do it here, so nobody so they do for here. So if you are the kind of person that like coming online when you like, you don't like anybody forcing you to come online, you just want to do things at your own pace, like you can stay a whole week without turning on your data, or you can stay for a couple of days without turning on your data, then social media management might not be for you, because as a social media manager you have to be online for the most part. That's just the way it's designed to be. Number five, do not be a social media manager if you don't like learning new things. And I think this particular point, it applies to every literally every career path, because you have to like to learn new things. It's very important and it helps in your growth and development. So as a social media manager, you'll be required to learn new things, learn about the brand, do research and learn, just basically learning about the industry, especially if you're not a specialized social media manager. So if you're the kind of person that you just like a particular thing and you don't want to learn new things, then being a social media manager might not just be right for you, because social media management requires you to learn new things. Like for example, if you're a social media manager, you may be able to relate to what I'm about to say. We're all used to managing Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and maybe YouTube. And then all of a sudden, trends came on board, and then we had to learn how to use that as well. So if you're a kind of person that don't like learning new things, or it won't just work, because you'll be required to learn new things. Which brings me to my last. If you don't like following trends or updates, then it's going to be a problem for you, and you may not even be like, what's not the point of being a social media manager, right? When I say being able to follow trends and update is, for example, social media, like social media channels like Instagram, Facebook, and the rest, they usually do updates, they update their applications, and then the way you'll be seeing Instagram looking now is different from the way you will see it looking in the next 2 months. So if you're the kind of person that do not like all those updates, you don't like following the trends, and you're just like, no, I want to just be where I am, which also ties back to the previous point I made about learning new things. It will be very difficult to be a social media manager, and if it's your personality not to be like that, then maybe social media management might not be for you, because you will be required to learn how to use all these features and update. Because when you're able to learn the trends and the update, it helps you maximize the platform and thrive in the digital space. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't like all the updates, you're like, oh, this is the way Instagram was last month, why did they change this, why did they change that, I don't like the way Instagram is looking right now, I don't like the way Facebook is looking right now. You don't have to like it, but you have to learn how to understand it so that you can maximize all those features and reap the benefits. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There are more, but I decided to keep this very short. So if you fall in any of these categories that I mentioned, being a social media manager might not be for you, and it's not a bad thing. It's just what it is. However, if you don't like all these things and you still feel like, oh, I think I still want to be a social media manager because I'm flexible enough, I'm going to change, or I just maybe I need to do this thing so that I can get money or something. It depends on your goal. But what me I know is that no matter who you are, you can actually do anything you set your mind to. So if you set your mind to do something, you're going to do it. So if you decide that I want to be a social media manager, regardless of everything that Grace said, even if I fall in all of the categories, I still want to be a social media manager, then that is completely fine. I have a playlist dedicated for social media management tips. I'm going to leave the link to that playlist in the description so you could go check it out and start learning the skills for social media management, and get on the journey and start your career in social media management. In all and all, I wish you all the best in your career journey. Please, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.